Fortnite fact or fiction. Every time that you get stick drift, you should be changing your dead zone. Well, let's check this myth out. I'm gonna go take a look at what happens when you actually change your dead zone. People think that like you're just gonna change your dead zone, it's gonna feel exactly the same. But in this video, we're gonna see exactly what your sensitivity does and how it affects both your aiming and your building. So there's a lot to unpack here. We're gonna go look at a graph. We're gonna look at how it actually turns in game and go from there and actually figure out if you should change it or not. All right, so let's get to the video, guys. Also check me out on Twitch. I'm recording this live on Twitch right now. I do a $1,000 giveaway. You have a chance at $1,000. Somebody just won the $100 yesterday, so go check that out over on my Twitch. Also like, subscribe, and leave a comment, and I'll tell you how to enter the giveaway. If you look at this graph, this is going to be on the bottom. This is what your dead zone is. You're going to either have, when you have 0 on your stick, is this a 0. So if you have your stick centered like this, like not touching it, that should technically be 0. But if you have stick drift, you're going to get like a small number, probably less than 1 as far as what the game registers. But you adjust your dead zones based on that to try and get rid of it. This is going to be how much of your total speed is going to be on. So like if you have a 40%, I think a 40% speed on your X or Y, when you move your stick, say halfway, you're going to be 20 speed, but this is 50% of the 40. So that's how we're going to read that. So it should work for everybody. So if you put your stick halfway, it's 50%. You're going to be 50% of your linear aim. There's also I also made the expo roughly. It's not as clean as the linear, but we'll go over both. Sticks don't have a full 100 to work with. Like when you're at 0, once you move at 5%, that's when you're going to activate it, because that's the minimum dead zone you could have. Your stick is 5%. Once you hit that 5%, that's when your stick's going to start moving. Now if you set it to 10%, you have to move your stick 10%. And if it's 50% dead zone, you're gonna have to move it like here to like the 50% mark. So what a lot of people don't know, and this is gonna actually affect how boosts work. There's a 7 dead zone at the end of your stick. So once you get to like here, you're still gonna have some space there. And that's like 7% isn't used. So we're going to do another video later on about why you should always use at least 1% boost. So try it out if you want to now, and we'll come back to the video and I'll explain why. 7 and 5. So we're at like 12% of the stick doesn't get registered by the game. So when you actually say like we're on 5 dead zone now, let's move. So the red line is going to be me moving my stick, my dead zone, and the purple line behind it's going to be what it was before. So we're going to move it to 5 to a 10 dead zone. So now you see here, you have a 5% gap here. Your whole up until like even up here, you're losing some, but like when you're doing your micro adjustments, you now have a 5% difference of when like this line is hitting. So like if you look here, you're gonna have to move your stick about 5% more to get to that spot you were here. So it's kind of crazy. If you do like really high dead zones, if you're doing one of those people that use 10 or 15 or 20, you're really lowering the amount of space that is in your thing. So controllers in Fortnite don't actually have 100 different actuations. So the controller doesn't read a full analog signal. What it does is it reads a certain number of ticks in each analog signal. So each time you move it 1%, it's going to measure 1 time. So it can't measure more than that. It might be 0.5. But when I was looking at it through a controller tester, I would only change my movement by the 1% intervals. So once you change that, if you go like say really low to 50% dead zone, you're going to actually lessen the number of settings that it could even have. So like instead of jumping across 10 squares here, you're only jumping across 5. Like, so your input points are gonna go down drastically, and you can see the higher you get, closer to the max sense you get, the less it's gonna do. Now, so a lot of you people use exponential settings, and that's fine. This also works with exponential settings. So I move the expo settings, and you could actually see there's a bigger, the gap kind of goes a little quicker here. Like it's a little bit more defined up to the top. But my expo line isn't perfect here. This should be dipped down a little more, and this should be more straight up right here. But this is what I was able to do with, I'm not that great with Photoshop, but we got something. But you can see like the more you move it, the more it's going to change. And now like these don't change much. This is almost overlapping completely. This changes a heck of a lot. Like you're already getting like, you only move a little and you're going like up your speed pretty fast. And like you can see like how once you get like over here, it's almost like a vertical line. So you're losing all those input points too. So that's the first part of it. So my recommendation is go to don't when you get a new controller, you're told to go to 5. I would say just stick with a Deadzone. I wouldn't go more than 12, and I wouldn't go less than like 7. Give yourself a 7 Deadzone and learn that one. You're gonna have 7 on this side, may as well have 7 on this side. That's how I look at it. So it's a 14 total Deadzone, and it gives you 86 input points on your curve, whether it be exponential or linear. So, and this is the difference between a linear and an expo curve. And you can see you have this whole, once you hit this point right here, that's when your boost would come up. So you get like an extra little input point. And you can see also it goes up every percent that it goes up. It's going up by like 1% here, and then it goes up more. All right. So on to the next section of this video. It's one thing to say that like it on a graph and show you, but this is more practical of how it's going to work. So if I look here, I have a macro set on my controller. I'm using this Xbox controller because my PS5 controller's broke, but I have a macro set up to do a perfect circle. So that's going to be the speed. I have to set the macro to 50% of my stick, because if I do it to 100, the 100 and 100 on no matter what your Deadzone is always going to be the same. So if I put it to 50%, we're going to see exactly how much it changes by. So if you keep it there, and if pretty much every time I do this, it'll be close to 100%. But if I change my Deadzone now, it's going to change it. So let me see what my Deadzone's actually at for this right now. All right, we're at 5. So that's the littlest amount you can do. So if I hit the macro, you can see it goes to exactly 50% for a certain amount of time, and then it goes. So now if I go, let's say if I go to 50%, it's going to go like probably like 1%. It's not even moving. So let's just go back to that Deadzone. So we're getting a perfect reading off of that. Go down. We'll go to 49 just to see if I'm going to get moving. So now you can see at a 49, I have to move the stick halfway to get it the crosshair to even. Oh, that's my right stick. My bad. My left stick. Ignore that. So if I move this, it's not doing anything until I hit 50%, and then it does like a 1% movement if I'm perfect. So just like this, that's a perfect 50%. So it's really hard for me to aim with that, because like you have to like be very careful. And if I go to 51%, it's probably going to add like 10 to it, since now I'm up so high on my Deadzone. So now we'll go back. So at 5%, I was getting a perfect circle. Let's put it at 6% just to see how much it actually changes by percent. So right here on this little square, see what happens. All right, so we were getting perfect squares before, so now we're getting about 1% down in your aim at 50%. So it gets actually worse the lower down the smaller your movements, but the higher. So we're at 50% and we're getting 1%. If we were at like 25%, we might get even lower. So this all gets compounded by building. It's like when you look at your building settings, so I have mine pretty high, especially oh wait a minute, don't save that. I don't know what I actually changed some stuff. So I have my building sensitivity pretty high, 2.3, and edits 2.4. So this is going to multiply times times whatever happens on your dead zone too. So it's basically going to double how much your dead zone changes. So we look here, we're going to go once around. I'm going to put my dead zone, my building to a 2% just to make it. So let's see if it does like a perfect spin. Now 2 spins, 1, 2. So that was pretty much perfect. How if we do the do a dead zone that's say 10? This could make a huge difference in your building. So it's at 10. So let's even see it. We're here now. We're right there. We lost over 10%. So that's where the big trouble comes in with changing your dead zone around. Building, you could, if you go up to a 10%, you're gonna screw up everything. What's up, Seek Plays? Thank you for the follow, dude. Mucho apreciado, por favor. How you doing? You end up really low with your building, and like it goes a little less like the lower you go. All right, so that's pretty much it, guys. If you like the video and the content, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Also check me out on Twitch where I'm doing this live. And if you want to see why you want to actually add a boost to everybody should be add a boost, and I'll explain. I kind of went over it a little bit in this video, but one of my future videos are going to show that. So if you want to know how the boost should work, I would say just trying 1% on your look speed at least, and then you shouldn't even notice it, but it's going to extend your curve by a little bit. So try that, and then when I post it, I'll explain the whole thing, and you might even want to go above that. Until then, watch the rest of this video. It's an 18 kill win that I clutched up in squads. It was actually the first day I tried the 8% dead zone on my right stick. I don't know if I went over before, but the right stick you always want to mess around with the most. That's the one you want to keep like steady. The left stick, you could kind of put high because all you're doing, it only has 2 input points, slow and fast, and that's it. So that's it. So this is the rest of the video. Go check it out, and I'll see you guys next time. Here you go.
They don't follow me.
Nice. Oh my god. Damn it, clicks.
I'm getting the thing.
Is it worth it?
Get him.
Dead.
The boober's getting right here.
Oh god. What the heck?
Dead.
Where from? Where from?
Here, right there, right there.
I could have got over there. Oh, yeah. 17? Oh, sorry, 14.
I'm out of this.
Got it.
What the frick?
Oh, the tip mouse.
Get over there.
Somebody was shooting at me.
Get him. That.
Oh my god, this guy's a goober.
Do that.
Yeah, it's just one. He won it.
75. I knocked him. How did I knock him?
No way I shockwaived him. Get him. I'm above him.
Hold on, hold on.
This your kill.
I'm down.
He's fucking built.
They're pushing in, Tommy. 43.
I'm fucked. I can't do anything.
Back. Got him. 100. Dead.
I get messed up.
Dead.
Take over. Oh, they're coming. They're coming. Right here.
Fuck you, Clicks. Why did you leave me? What the fuck? No, stay where we were, dude. There was no point. Oh, you had mats. You could have fucking dropped them to me if you would have ran to me, dude. A little bit of a forehead here. Come on. I don't know if I should go for. Do you have? Can you give me a little bit of material? Like even if it's 100, that's all I. Anything.
Clicks.
I know, but I got it.
Trying to get up there.
No, he's on it.
Dead.
Nice.
No fucking way! I just ran into that.
Oh my god.
Die. 16 white. How many teams? So it's like me and then 2. That guy's a sneaker. That's a duo too. That's really good. Don't die to zoom. Fucking A, bitch. Fucking A. What the fuck was that fucking win? That was crazy. Holy fuck. I had an 18 kill win there. That is, oh my God.